is an advertisement for a completely unrelated movie. Alright, fuck it. Enough stalling. Let's get started. The prologue to The Vault is divided into 3 parts, and to me, they're better trailers than they are a prologue.
Programming, not that anyone was watching anyway, but still, they put all their programming on hold for one show. And we still have no idea what it's even about. I'll make a prediction. I think they're going to get huge numbers. Huge. I'm talking record-breaking type numbers. But only if the phone line's down when you're taking your call.
College students, or random schlubs that stole some t-shirts from college bookstores across the country, all locked in rooms with seemingly one object each. This girl has a radio. This dude gets some newspaper clippings. And hilariously enough, the largest of the 3 gets a wired-up exercise bike. He starts pedaling. And it seems when he wants to stop, the lights flicker and an alarm sounds, meaning the lunk alarm at this Planet Fitness was programmed in reverse. The radio blares to life and a DJ comes in with some info.
Not that anyone was watching anyway, but still, they put all their programming on hold for one show. And we still have no idea what it's even about. I'll make a prediction. I think they're going to get huge numbers. Huge. I'm talking record-breaking type numbers, but only in the beginning. A lot of people want to see what this thing's all about, but they won't be able to hold that audience, and no one is going to watch this thing 24/7 for a week straight either.
This is apparently a TV show that an entire network is placing all of its faith into. We're even told that no one outside the network knows what the point of the show is or how it'll work, but it'll be airing 24/7 for a week straight. The DJ assumes this show will get lots of viewers at first out of spectacle, and then quickly die off. I would normally call this DJ an absolute fucking moron for not considering that live streaming allows people to amass audiences of tens of thousands of people and millions of dollars, streaming themselves doing the most boring things on the planet like being woken up while sleeping. Wake up! But this show actually predates Twitch and modern streaming culture by 8 months. So if anything, he lives in a world of blissful ignorance. Episode 0 is a bit more explicit in its divulgences.
These nuts? Got it!
Nah, I'm just kidding.
As you know, you're now inside of a place we've named the Vault. What the Vault is will become hopefully clear to you over time. And within the Vault, there are several rooms. Each of these rooms has a unique purpose.
If we freeze frame on the Vault newspaper clipping, we can see that 10 colleges have been chosen to send students in as finalists to compete in the Vault. The hesitance of the students in their environment, and the fact they're labeled finalists implies that they all had to audition or compete just to get this far, in a test or a game that's esoteric by nature and potentially very stressful. I've discovered a newfound bloodlust for sharing obscure, standout media that I enjoy with the world, so I'm gonna drop another enjoyment disclaimer now. If this looks like the type of thing you'd enjoy, go watch it on your own. Then come back here and watch this video to both avoid spoilers and confirm that my analysis and review is perfectly objectively correct. Oh, and by the way, make sure to only watch the episodes in sequential order and nothing else. There's some promotional material floating around out there that for some reason spoils some pretty big parts of the show, and of course YouTube comments are going to be littered with people dropping key plot points, so stick to the episodes playlist on the channel and don't diverge out of there before you've seen it. It's not even that long of a series, it's only a couple hours in total. So if your excuse is, oh, I'm just too dang busy, I know you're lying. Because the only person involved with this video who's too busy to spare a couple hours is me. And that's because your mom just keeps chugging Red Bulls to push herself to round 4. But sometimes I need to spring break and consume myself into some dumb online media, you know what I'm saying? Look. Have I ever steered you wrong with this kind of stuff? Remember the Riddler comic from the Riddler comic video? Remember how awesome that was? And if you want a man-child to over-explain pieces of fictional entertainment he likes in a way that's somehow captivating, then I've got you covered. Just keep in mind that if you are going to check this out, it's a very indie production. There's some wonky audio editing, there's shots that are a bit out of focus every now and then, and there's some concessions you have to make to see their vision relative to their budget. And their budget, from what I could tell by snooping around, was only about $25,000. And if you know anything about movie making, you'll know that that's not even a budget. That's basically just gonna pay for lunch for the entire month of shooting. I mean, hell, call me Snoop Dogg's best friend because I'm going to be blunt here for a second. Some of the acting in this show is downright bad. But I'm a fan of watching media through the eyes of the intention rather than the reality, and forgiving production faults if there's a creative story, passionate effort, or interesting format at play. That's why The Room starring Tommy Wiseau is the greatest movie of all time, full stop. Yeah, remember earlier when I said the production is a bit rough? Check out this awesome sound clipping.
In a moment, you'll hear 3 tones. On the 3rd tone, the show begins. You'll have 1 week. Good luck.
And by awesome, I mean, I'm sorry, I can't hear you anymore, I've gone deaf. Alright, finally, episode 1. This is where shit starts to happen. I know you kids are obsessed with shit happening, so don't worry, those precious 7 minutes of setup you just watched is now gonna pay off. I get it. I fucking get it. You could have spent that watching 7 whole TikToks back to back in that time frame, and, you know, about how to clean your kitchen counter using your butt cheeks or other useless shit you're gonna forget about, but trust me, this is worth it. Episode 1. Meet Henry, whose actor was a Keanu Reeves stand-in for the entire production of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Henry is placed in a room with 9 buttons, and the very first Turtle Beach gaming headset. Although he can expect shit audio quality and a microphone that barely works, Henry presses on by using the headset with his newfound 9-button gaming setup. Through trial, error, and Turtle Beach's mediocre warranty, Henry is able to push the buttons to connect to other students' rooms, and communicate to them via the headset. His first call is to a girl with over 100 fish bowls in her room, but the only amount of food she was given is clearly not enough to feed them all for the week they'll be on the show. They both assume this is a puzzle similar to the qualifying rounds, and her job is to figure out how to feed over 100 fish for a week with just a day's supply of food. Henry's next call is to Omar, who's in a room with dozens of clocks, all ticking in unison.
A lot of clocks.
Well, what time is it?
I have no idea.
I love this scene's visuals and audio directing, not only because the wall of clocks is an imposing visual metaphor for the time they'll be forced to spend here, but the ignorable, quiet ticking of a single clock is amplified and turned into this nightmarish grinding noise to really exemplify how dire their situation will soon become as time just ticks and ticks on. You can also be a cynical piece of shit here like me and notice that in the wide shot,